Hey everybody, today's video is a craft project and it's also a product review. Hi everybody, I'm Amy. Welcome to my channel and thanks for joining me for a Disney inspired craft. Today's video is not only a craft tutorial, but it's also a product review. I'm going to show you how to make Disney greeting cards using the Color It marker set. You can find links for all the materials you will need for this project in the description below the video, both on YouTube and at craftymcfangirl.com. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know you can support me for $1 a month on Patreon. Today, I'm using the 24 marker set from Color It to create holiday greeting cards for all my Patreon supporters. I like to mail out random surprises to my patrons from time to time. Color It is a local San Diego company, and they sent me these markers to review. They come in a nice case with rigid sides and a zipper closure. I recommend using a sheet of paper underneath your work in case the markers bleed through onto your table. Another option is to print the pattern on cardstock, or do what I did and use spray adhesive to attach cardstock to the back of regular printer paper. I started with R04 Tomato Red. If you want to do this project, you can download the artwork at craftymcfangirl.com, or you can search for Disney holiday art online. I'm not going to be talking too much during this video, so just enjoy the sped up video and the colors filling in and the project coming together. The next color is P5 Bubble Pink. One thing that does not come with the Color It marker set is a colorless blender. I am using a Prismacolor colorless blender on the bubble pink marker to create polka dots. The alcohol in the blender moves the pigment away from where it's placed, making lighter areas. I am doing the same thing on Minnie Mouse's dress because you know how much she loves polka dots. The next color is OR6 Mango Orange. And then Y3 Creamy Yellow. For the entire project, I'm using the bullet tip side of the markers. The other side is a chisel tip that I find is too large to do anything detailed with. I wish the second side was a brush tip instead. I always prefer a brush tip over a chisel tip, but most marker sets do come with a chisel tip for coloring large areas quickly. This is GB9 Jade Green. and BG1 Aquamarine. Next is TB4 Caribbean Blue. I filled in the cord with EN6 pewter. Next up is VB5 lavender for Daisy's shirt and a gift with some fun stripes added. And finally, GY3 pale green to finish the gifts. The bullet tip was not working, so I used the chisel end. If this ever happens to your alcohol markers, you can always add denatured alcohol to the dry tip and bring it back to life. All in all, I only used 9 out of the 24 colors in the set. The next step is to add some sparkle. I use Spectrum Noir's clear glitter brush pen to add a layer of sparkle. This is my favorite way to add glitter to my handmade cards and artwork. You can find a link to this pen below the video. It is hard to see the sparkle as I apply it, but a close-up under the lights reveals just how spectacular the clear glitter can look. The next step is to trim out each character. You can do this with as much detail as you want. I chose to go with a fairly fussy cut, but still leave a nice white border around each figure. Once each figure is trimmed out, it's time to put them aside and work on the cards they're going to be attached to. I started with 9 by 12 watercolor paper. Each sheet will make 4 4.5 by 6 inch cards. I measured and marked the cards, then trimmed them. Before watercoloring each card, I tape them down to a rigid surface with blue painter's tape. This is to ensure that the paper stays flat and does not warp when it absorbs water and paint. Donald Duck's background is 4 triangles in the primary colors of his character. The next character background was for Mickey Mouse and his stack of gifts. I made a 4-color striped background in the colors of his artwork. Once the watercolor paint had dried, I added sparkle with a shimmer spritz spray from Imagine Crafts. It's a really beautiful and subtle way to add sparkle to cards and artwork. Again, I put a link to the spray below the video. The third character background was for Minnie Mouse. Of course, I decided to go with her signature polka dots in some of her signature colors, pink and red. Once the watercolor paint was dry, I went back in with the Spectrum Noir clear glitter brush and added sparkle to each polka dot. The fourth and final character background was for Daisy Duck. I decided to keep it simple and stick with a two-color stripe pattern. The aqua and yellow would set off the character and her gift. And of course, I added sparkles. While all of the watercolor was drying, I created 4 4x6 greeting cards out of white cardstock. Then I trimmed down each of the watercolors to fit on the front of each card, making sure that each one fit. You can attach the watercolor paper to the cardstock with a glue stick or ordinary white glue, but I did not want to wait for the glue to dry, so I attached mine with Tombo Mono permanent adhesive. You can also adhere the characters to the watercolor paper with the Tombow adhesive. To add dimension to my characters, I decided to use double-sided foam tape instead. This tape will make each character rise up off of its background a little bit. I'm really happy with the way my holiday cards came out, and I hope my patrons enjoyed receiving them. I enjoyed working with the Color It markers and can recommend them to anyone looking for a nice starter set of alcohol markers. The 50 marker set has a larger range of colors and more skin tones if you'd like to invest in a more expensive set. Thanks so much for crafting with me today. I hope you have fun with your Disney greeting cards. And if you're interested in picking up a set of the Color It markers, I will leave a link to that product in the description box below. If you liked this craft and you want to see what's coming next, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see some more Disney-inspired crafts, check out the playlist I made for you guys. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and don't forget, you can support me for $1 a month on Patreon. I put a link in the description box below.